Welcome back. Well, a new campaign is confronting an issue that's often hard for families to grapple with. It's youth sex trafficking.
Last year, more than 7,000 sex trafficking cases were reported to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, including cases right here in Wisconsin. Dr. Joy Ippolito joins us now with more on the Wisconsin We Need to Talk awareness campaign. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, let's talk about this issue, youth sex trafficking right here in Northeast Wisconsin. How big of an issue is it?
You know, we just started collecting data in the last year as our laws changed, so we're still trying to get our hands around that, but we know that throughout the northeastern region, this is certainly something happening, whether it's an urban area, suburban area, or even our tribal areas.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe that it is happening here in the community all over the country as well. So the campaign, the Wisconsin We Need to Talk campaign, what is this all about? What's the goal of this?
Really what we wanted to start doing is having parents and any adult who has contact with a youth, you might be an educator, after school programs, really start that conversation to say, hey, this is something that we want to talk to you about. Telling youth what is a healthy relationship, because they're not going to know necessarily that they're getting pulled into this. A lot of times these are people that are trying to say, I'm your boyfriend, I'm your girlfriend, you know, come do this for me. And it's very slow, and it progresses into that place of, I want you to do this sexual act for me.
And what are some of the warning signs, things that we as a community can really look out for when it comes to youth sex trafficking?
Certainly as adolescents are, you know, exploring themselves, they're making new friends, but you really want to start to pay attention. Are they hanging out with a new group of people that perhaps they're really evasive and not wanting to tell you about? Do they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that you know that they have, but much older than them? They don't want to tell you about that. Certainly some big warning signs if they start to show up with a smartphone, other electronics, clothing, hair and nails done, things that you didn't purchase for them, and you know that they don't necessarily have a job that would be able to pay for those.
So we're aware of the warning signs now, and we live in a day and age where if you see something, say something. But a lot of people don't do that. You know, this is a time to take action. What advice would you give our viewers who may be a little hesitant to say something?
You know, certainly if you have contact with a young person, we want you to open that conversation, say, is everything okay? You know, is there something that you want to talk about? Making it a safe place for them to disclose to you if something is going on. But if it's in a more immediate situation or you think that there's an emergency, please call 911, call your local child welfare authorities. They're the individuals that can most closely take action, because some of these situations can turn very dangerous and violent. If people are looking for more general information, they can go to our campaign website. We've also partnered with 211 Wisconsin, and they have a lot of access to different general resources throughout the community.
And this is an issue, as we've mentioned, that's been swept under the rug for years. It's often seen as it's somebody else's issue, but this is an issue that our community members, it's about us as a whole that we need to be paying attention to, right?
Absolutely. You know, this is an issue that we often say can happen to both young men and young women. So a lot of times we talk about the women, but we need to think about young men. But traffickers and the people paying for sex, they kind of prey on the fact that no one's talking about this. And so if we're able to talk about this, shine a light into it, and really start to bring it out into the open, we're going to be in a much better place to prevent it.
All right, great information. Dr. Joy, thank you so much for joining us for talking about the Wisconsin We Need to Talk campaign. We'll get this information posted online after the show. Thanks so much again. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We got to check on the forecast right after this. Stay with us.